Alright class, this is a quick video on how to find the angle of a right triangle using trig identities. We'll be going over new operations, but first let's set up sine, cosine, and tangent of this angle theta. So theta, again, is a Greek letter that signifies angle in this case of this corner. Sine of theta equals opposite over hypotenuse, so 3/5. Cosine of theta equals adjacent over hypotenuse, so 4/5. And tangent of theta equals opposite over adjacent, 3/4. If you don't know where I got those phrases, just remember SOHCAHTOA, and then opposite is always the side across, hypotenuse is always the hypotenuse of the triangle, the longest side, and adjacent always the side next to the angle, or if you can already find opposite and hypotenuse, adjacent should come last. Now that you know how to set up these trig ratios, now I want to solve for this angle theta. And I'm going to show you that I can find it in all three ways, using sine, cosine, and tangent. Now, here's a calculator, TI-86 plus. All right, first thing you got to do is turn it on. And then where you see the sine button, there is a sine inverse button. It has a -1 to the side there. We're going to use that to help us solve for the missing angle. Okay, so you see how this is sine theta equals 3 divided by 5. Then to find theta, we have to take the sine inverse of 3/5 is equal to theta. Okay. Sine inverse of 3/5 is equal to theta. I'm just taking what sine theta is equal to, and I'm taking the inverse of it. So, taking my calculator, I'm going to plug it in. Second sine inverse of 3 divided by 5 equals 36.87. I'm going to round it. So that means theta is equal to 36.87 degrees. But let's say I'm not convinced. Sine is not enough to tell me everything. I'm going to check my work with cosine. Cosine of theta is equal to 4/5. So in order to find the angle, I have to take cosine inverse of 4/5. Okay, to plug it into my calculator. Cosine inverse of 4 divided by 5 equals 36.87, same number. What do you know? Okay, still not convinced? Let's look at tangent of theta. Tangent of theta equals 3/4. In order to solve for tangent of theta, in order to solve for theta, I have to take tangent inverse of 3/4, okay, using my calculator, plug it in, tangent inverse of 3 divided by 4, hit enter, 36.87, same numbers. Okay, so that means this corner here, this theta, is 36.87 degrees. Using the properties of triangles being 180 degrees, I could also figure out that taking my answer, adding 90, and subtracting it by 180, I get that's 53.13 degrees up here in this corner. That's how I can find the missing angles of a triangle that only have sides, and it's a 90-degree triangle. Okay, these are basically notes for you to reference later on and to see an example.